Here comes a likely candidate now.
Do you suppose this one has what it takes?
Contain your hopes. But
I was wondering
let's
when
find
you'd
out.
show up. I've been wondering when you'd show up on my doorstep. I'm a connoisseur of battle, so I keep track of likely recruits. Your reputation precedes you. I've converted my realm into an arena where I plan to train the greatest warriors in the Orbis. I offer you an opportunity to take my arena challenge. The rules are simple. Win or die. Enter each arena, defeat all opponents, then move on to the next. Survive them all, and I'll offer you a place in my officer corps. So, interested? Or would you rather just return to Tamriel and fight mud crabs? Very well then. Let's see how long you can last. Give us a good show, won't you? It's called the Veil of the Surreal. The Baron who moves like a shivering droplet served the mad god for a time, and that's where he got the idea. I've never liked this arena. Too uncanny. But I miss my Baron. Win him back for me. I am a collector of martial styles, a combat connoisseur, arms trainer to the great and lofty. I've decided to train an army of my own. So I asked each of my barons who move like this to build me a deadly training arena. And so they did.
Clean the mortal's body afterward.
We've prepared a gigantic welcome for you.
You are only one. Come forth, my other self.
That's how a challenger succeeds. We have a winner. The surreality didn't affect you at all.
Have you met Uncle Sheo? That would explain it. Seth's balcony! It was designed by the Baron, who moves like a dancer's hips
After spending a season with the Mechanist.
Beware the whirling blades. They move just like... Oh, you know what I mean, don't you? The Barons who move like this. My Daedric conflict resolution coaches, each specializing in a different kind of mayhem. They threw themselves so far into the task of creating my arenas that each was absorbed into the final creation.
You do appear quite capable. Oh, like a lot of these Daedra lords, he's so focused on his sphere that he's not all there in other areas. His absolute command of martial styles is formidable, incredible even, but his memory for all else fades rapidly. That's where I come in.
I'll wager that will leave a mark. done. I can see you're no stranger to clockwork opponents. You're good. Unless it was beginner's luck. It's the drone of toxic shock. The Baron who moves like wind in the reeds really poured his heart into this one. Curious that such a gentle soul should create an arena as lethal as this. Triumph here, challenger, and restore my Baron to me. Gone! Trying to outdo each other, they put so much essence and animus into creating their arenas that they just corporated. Now I have only the arenas to remember them by, and the memory grows easy. But no matter. Good, but the worst is yet to come. I will kill. Something memorable!
Slaughter you!
The Maelstrom Arena! There's nothing like it in all of Oblivion!
Slay you myself.
That's what we're here to see!
Care for a swim?
It's just like a ballet, only with... And that's how it's done. Well played,
I lost a wager there by putting my money on the Lamia Queen. She's never failed before. It might be time to start betting on you instead. Ah, that will be Set's flywheel. It was built by the Baron who moves like heat lightning. We visited the Clockwork City, of course, and he based his design on that. I can almost visualize this Baron in a chamber of pistons. No, it's gone. Training warriors and heroes is fun, but it looks like even more fun to have your own army. We could be interplanar mercenaries. I really hope to have my cohorts led by the barons who move like this, but watching you in action gives me ideas.
My brethren!
Watch! The climax approaches! giant clockwork spider made a terrible pet, so I put it on arena dating. I won't do that again. Live and learn, eh?
You've reached the rink of frozen blood. It was the masterpiece of the Baron who moves like sunlight on waves. I'm beginning to hope, you know, that you'll be able to succeed, to return my Barons to me. Is it a mistake for a date with a hope? They are. Or maybe they're not. When I see you fighting in an arena, I can almost remember the Baron who made it. To defeat an arena, you almost have to become its creator. And then, for me, that Baron lives again. Briefly.
Come in, Challenger. Are you shivering yet?
Now you die!
Learn something. This looks promising.
Soon I'll taste your heart's blood!
It's just like a ballet, only with blood. You know, I thought those giants would give you a harder time, but I tend to overestimate the tall. Tutor, make a note. Need more giants. The Spiral Shadows, an arena inspired by Mephalah's realm. Its architect was the Baron who moves like flickering flame. I think he might have been one of my favorites. I remember watching him for hours. And I just remembering that. It seems so. And if I can remember them clearly, well, I am the Demi-Prince of Maelstrom, my own Oblivion realm. Anything I can envision, I can bring to reality. That is if I can envision it clearly enough. Keep winning, Challenger! I haven't seen them. A challenger approaches! Prepare the monstrosities! Now you will feel pain!
Dare attack
This battle can't take much more of that. Isn't this great? You fear not! There's more where that came from!
Watching you perform so splendidly in the arenas is...
We brought in some very nasty opponents from the Spiral Scale, but you handled them well. Let's see how far you can go. This one is the Vault of Umbrage. It was hand-carved by the Baron who moves like a wary moth. You can do this, can't you? You can actually do this, and my Barons will be restored to me. I believe I will be able to see all my Barons clearly in my mind's eye. And what I can see clearly, I can make reality. At least here. The Barons who move like this will return, and I shall be the multiplier of motions known. for your entertainment.
I must say, you're doing a very respectable job of carving your way.
The way you defeated those Argonians was so baronial, almost balletic, really a joy to watch. Ready for more? You've been lucky. Indeed you have. But I fear your run ends here. This is the Igneous System, devised by the Great Baron who moves like a torrent in spate. I shall never see his like again, Challenger, for here you will die. More and more. If you defeat all my arenas, I believe I will actually be able to restore them. Continue, Challenger. Earn the gratitude of Farnui 10. You mustn't give up now.
know, so much for Vulcan to Fra. You move more and more like my barons. I can almost envision them. The Baron who moves like a smoking plume was a great admirer of Mehrunes Dagon. I think you'll see that in his theater of despair. I've never been one to despair, but I've missed my Baron so. I was almost ready to succumb. I'm glad I didn't. With my barons gone, I thought I might collect great warriors like you, enthrall them, and make them command my cohorts for all eternity. But maybe with your help, I can restore my barons. Then they will serve as the officers of my army. I keep a close watch on events in the great arena of Tamria. Occasionally, I even visit your world. In fact, my barons and I even made the acquaintance of Vivek in his youth. Showed him a few things. I think it made an impression.
but the worst is... This is how it's done.
After I kill you, I shall animate your corpse!
This can't last much longer.
My lovely roiling clown! I shall await you there!
That's a relief. I really thought that might be the arena that would break you, but you did it!
You've revived my memories of the barons who move like this. I must go and recorporate them while the memories are still fresh. Then we shall begin to conquer the Orbis. Oh, and thank you. Please accept an award appropriate to your station. And now it's time for my barons to return to me. Stand back! I haven't done this in quite some time. I'd hate to turn you inside out. Baron, who moves like a smoking plume, I summon you! Return to me! Approach me, my Baron! Let me get a good look at you! You look splendid, simply splendid!
It is good to be with you again, my prince.
And you! Your assistance has been most
I
satisfactory.
hear some of the trainees are already trying to duplicate your best arena moves. You've definitely made an impression on the realm of Maelstrom.
This is a great discovery. Why can't she see that? 10 years. Shirella and I spent 10 years looking for the tomb of Baloth Bloodtusk. Now that we find it, she says it's not his. Our moment of glory. Why would she ruin it? Baloth Bloodtusk was an orc hero, cruelly slain by Gaiden Shinji in a rigged duel, and buried in a tomb lost to time, lost until now. There should be a day to celebrate orc heritage. Instead, Shirella spouts nonsense. Shirella swears this is Gaiden Shinji's tomb. Orc stone in orc lands, honoring the murderer of Hrothgar's greatest hero? Preposterous. I'll be grateful if you get through to Shirella. I already wrote ORSINIUM about our findings. Can you imagine if she denies Baloth Bloodtusk's tomb in front of the king's people? I could never live it down. Baloth Bloodtusk was the finest warrior to call Hrothgar home. Some say he was an avatar of Malakath himself. Those people are idiots. The wild boar died, just like anyone else. Don't believe the tales. He didn't wrestle giants, slay dragons, or ride a giant bear. But he carved out a place for my people when orcs were seen as little more than beasts. Had Gaiden Shinji not betrayed him, Daggerfall and Sentinel would be orc cities. 30 years into the siege of Old Orsinium, Gaiden Shinji challenged Baloth Bloodtusk to determine its fate. As the defenders watched the duel, Shinji's order of Diagna slipped inside and opened the city doors. My people were slaughtered, and then it's unclear. According to legend, Baloth Bloodtusk's fury at the honor of men drove Shinji to defeat. But rather than lose a duel, Shinji ordered 10,000 archers to kill them both. And that was that. The story is told in every orc stronghold. No matter the variation, Baloth Bloodtusk always ends up betrayed in his duel with Gaiden Shinji. The few surviving orcs from Old Orsinium had every reason to hate Shinji. Shirella's theory is career-ending madness. Denying the tomb of Baloth Bloodtusk to this king? The Orsinium Guard will have her slowed march to Friendship Gate. How can a Hrothgar scholar find work if she's banished from Hrothgar? Baloth Bloodtusk was the finest warrior to call Hrothgar home. Some say he was an avatar of Malakath himself. Those people are idiots. The wild boar died, just like anyone else. Don't believe the tales. He didn't wrestle giants, slay dragons, or ride a giant bear. But he carved out a place for my people when orcs were seen as little more than beasts. Had Gaiden Shinji not betrayed him, Daggerfall and Sentinel would be orc cities. I know, foolish, isn't it? It was King Torug who rode the giant bear. Everyone knows that.
Not charged to have a look.
I could use a break.
I saw you speak with Losrith. I know he's upset, but he's wrong about this tomb. The remains of Gaiden Shinji are inside, not Baloth Bloodtusk. The door to this tomb commemorates Gaiden Shinji's final duel. His image is identical to engravings from that period. There's no question it's him. He respected every opponent he challenged. That's reflected in the depiction of Baloth Bloodtusk, his final opponent. Yes, he's the orc opposite Shinji, which is why this can't be Baloth Bloodtusk's resting place. Though venerated by Hrothgar's orcs, Baloth was little more than an opportunist. Why would an orc mercenary's tomb honor the Redguard who murdered him? We don't know. The door won't open, so it's all theory. But I'll stake my reputation on this being Gaiden Shinji's tomb. I fear the King's people will be overzealous when they realize I'm right. They hold Gaiden Shinji responsible for Old Orsinium's destruction. When they see this is actually Shinji's tomb, at best, Losrith will be banished for his find. At worst, Shinji's bones will be ground to powder, cooked into a pie, and served to the king. The indentations by the door are for burial urns, no doubt some sort of key. If you can open the tomb with the proper urns, I can safeguard Shinji's remains. There are catacombs nearby with similar stonework to this tomb, but they're crawling with Winterborn. Try there. Look for a monument stone of some kind. If you can find them in the catacombs, I'm certain the burial urns will open Gaiden Shinji's tomb. And avoid the Winterborn if you can help it. The greatest hero in an era of heroes. He's remembered for his skill with the blade, but his wisdom defined the future of the Redguard people. Shinji once wrote, "Honor wears the face of your final opponent." It's why Baloth Bloodtusk is connected to him.
So much to do, so little time.
Baloth Bloodtusk has reinforced Orsinium. Our losses to his savage sons were considerable.
Your king should call off the siege. The battle is unjust.
Shinji, Mercedine now commands us. The siege will not end.
Mercedine? The beast of the region, General?
There's another way. Challenge Baloth to a duel. You could end the siege with a swing of your blade.
The orcs will never agree.
The orcs love Baloth more than their own king. He'll agree. His people have bled enough.
What would your king say? He appointed Mercedine.
King Zhual suggested this. He needs a victory and won't care who delivers it.
Then it shall be. The Order of Diagna will march to Orsinium. Tamal, come speak with me. Do you see how King Zhual forces my hand? If I refuse to challenge Baloth Bloodtusk, the Breton king will demand Lord Tristan do so in my place. My obedience, or my friend's life. This is what kings call leadership. No. I do not slight Lord Tristan. He leads the Knights of the Dragon. His honor and skill with a blade are without question. But Baloth Bloodtusk will see that, and use Tristan's honor against him. The orcs claim him a warrior without equal. Of more importance, so do his opponents. Cunning, quick, and patient. He bides his time, and then strikes. A style that adapts to his opponents. There are few left with skill to match my own, so the duel itself is an honor. After all, doesn't honor wear the face of your next opponent? Ha! You've spent too much time around me, Tamal.
In addition to the King's letter, Lord Tristan wishes to convey his sincere condolences.
Sir, I am no knight. Call me savage as you would behind our backs.
I will not, sir. Treat all with honor until proven otherwise, as my Lord Tristan teaches.
Does your Lord Tristan think I'm above killing the messenger? Especially a message such as this.
I do not presume, sir. I deliver the message as my lord requests, and his condolences.
Well, presume yourself a bowl of stew before you run back to your lord. I'll not feed you to my cubs today.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Oracle, we must speak. Tomorrow the savage sons march to kill 10,000 Bretons. And before we arrive, King Golkar will crap out another statue of Malakath to line Orsinium's halls. What's a siege without garish celebration? The king can preach orc unity all he wants, but what he means is fealty. For us to bleed out in a dagger fight he started with the Bretons. Us join that losing battle. Not if he paid our weight in alien nose hash. Told him as much last month. It was. Until a few minutes ago. Another king, that Breton king, Joal, just sent me a letter. Told me my fool brother Rokog died to Breton forces at Orsinium. But then, he turned it into a job offer. Fight with me or the same will happen to you. Blah, blah, blah. You're too dumb to notice a subtle threat, so I'll throw it in your face. And now we march. King Joal wants to play at spilling blood. I'll carve him a river from here to Daggerfall. Oracle, you goat diddler. Get some food.
I said this is the tomb of Gaiden Shinji.
Lozrith, what is this nonsense?
Shirella speaks for herself. This is the tomb of Baloth Bloodtusk. There is no question.
Well, I have a question. Has your partner lost her damn mind?
None of this will matter once we open the tomb.
At which point, Shirella will be proven wrong.
That I can trust my partner to back my findings? Yes, Lozrith is correct.
ORSINIUM did not send me to mediate a family quarrel. Figure out whose tomb this is, or I'll have the army drive you out.
It worked. Shirella, you were right.
Yes, Lozrith, I often am.
On a good day, perhaps. Let's continue this inside.
Tuaka's breath. Lozrith, do you see this?
These monuments, millennia old, Redguard and Orc stonework, side by side.
Not just that. Order of Diagna and Savage Sons intermingled.
Orc stonework never presents enemies in equal standing.
It seems an impossible thing.
Yet we see it before us. Don't believe it.
One is clearly Gaiden Shinji, but the other...
Baloth Bloodtusk, memorialized in stone.
This is their tomb. Both of them?
They were mortal enemies. How can this be?
There must be a reason. We should look around, learn how this was possible.
Go on then. Kill me. At least I took a few of you traitorous bastards down before the end. I saw them killing Knights of the Dragon. And you really don't know? Who are you? Lord Tristan? The one who devised the duel? It won't solve anything. The duel is a trap, but not because of your lord. General Mercedine plans to betray the Orcs, the Redguards, everyone but the Bretons. How well do you know your own king? Joal isn't fighting for peace or for his people. He's here to conquer. When ORSINIUM falls, Hammerfell remains. But Gaiden Shinji would lead the defense, so best to kill him off before then. Find them. Warn them if you can. The things General Mercedine did when I was her captive. Call me a coward, but I can't go back there. When you find Baloth, tell him, your brother Rokog says you should eat ashes. He'll know I'm alive. To pull Shinji here, they needed Baloth. My death drew my brother in. Mercedine is cannier than she seems. She is the instrument your king chose to enact his plan, and she takes much pleasure in it. She's a vicious woman who revels in blood and death. Says it's in Malakath's name. King Joal's assassins kill Savage Son and Diagnan alike. Look around. The proof of your king's treachery is before you. Mercedine received orders. They must have come from Joal. Find the orders for your proof. After you warn my brother. Just before the duel, Mercedine called for her personal forces, her Winterborn. They left and I escaped. Maybe they thought I didn't have the strength to run. Maybe they didn't care.
longer.
What fool said that?
Myself. How long have we fought?
8 minutes. What do you say on that?
I shall reconsider the proverb.
You'll have to defeat me to pass it on.
True enough. The best techniques are passed on by the survivors.
That's a good proverb.
Archers, now!
No! General Mercedine, what have you done?
A duel for a city? Pathetic. King Joy Lee wanted victory, and today I deliver it.
Curse you, General Mercedine! To the depths of oblivion, I curse you!
Fool! If you bear them so much love, fall and die beside them.
General Mercedine killed them both. She dishonored their duel. Dishonored the truce. My wounds. I cannot face General Mercedine like this. You must confront her in my place. I trust your skill, Commander. Quickly! She cannot escape!
Dog! I've simply chosen where you die!
Stay your hand, young orc. Too much blood was spilled this day. Enough heroes lost.
Agreed. The duel. Did you see it? Was there a victor?
I saw a willow and a grot oak dancing in the wind. I thought their styles vastly different, until I realized...
Adhere to the style that defeats your opponent. People used to claim it was Shinji's proverb. Always made Baloth crack a smile.
It is done? The Beast of the Reach. Is she dead? Good. The Knights of the Dragon will have no part in King Zhual's treachery. Come, we must collect the bodies. They deserve a better rest than this. It was a mistake to involve the Order in King Zhual's folly. I must atone for that. First, I will honor Shinji's wishes. I won't leave him here for the crows. Gaiden Shinji wished to be buried in the land where he fell, no matter where that might be. Fitting. He never called one place home for long. He also wished to honor his final opponent, whoever that may be. You'd be surprised. They could not miss what Shinji and Baloth tried to do. If his brother does not object, I will see them buried side by side. Today shall be remembered as the day honor came to rest.
Did you? What happened? I thought I was someplace else for a moment. Someone else. A Breton knight? Whoever built this place, they wanted us to know the truth. Baloth, Bloodtusk, and Gaiden Shinji tried to end the siege, to stop the killing. The only betrayal was King Joal's. It seems Shirella and I were both right. Patch things up with Shirella. We've worked together for years. I won't let this break us. But please, don't tell her. It should really come from me. The king will know the truth. This is Baloth Bloodtusk's tomb, and altering any piece of it will mar his legend. The king won't dare touch Gaiden Shinji's remains, especially not once I write Sentinel with the news. Let the kings argue with each other if they must.
So Gaiden Shinji and Baloth Bloodtusk were pulled into a war neither wanted. They dueled to stop an endless siege. And they died betrayed by the plots of a Breton king? These are not the legends I was raised to believe. Every legend has some truth behind it. Perhaps this tomb will help us find the truth in Gaiden Shinji's legend. And Baloth Bloodtusk as well. He was different than I expected, but I suppose that's the point.
Shirella, I was wondering...
Yes? About what?
Now that we found Bloodtusk...
Yeah!